What is up, my fellow lazy gamers? I'm back with another video to you guys today. Since the Survivors of the Void DLC has come out, it's been a little bit, but a lot of the mods got broken. In the meantime, I have been checking out some of the newer stuff that's been coming out. And one of those things that just happened to have come out recently is a new mod that allows you to only be using the void items specifically in your runs. So with this item, we're only going to have 3 available things. So we're going to have lunar items available, we're going to have equipment available, and we're only going to have the void items available to drop from any of the chests that spawns and any of the other ways of getting items. So let's see how we did. You know, ever since the most recent update with the new DLC that just came out, a lot of the mods have just been absolutely broken by it, since they need to get updated to work with a lot of the new systems and stuff that they added to the game. And that's made it a little bit more difficult to be able to actually use a lot of the mods I had, because I already had a group of 20 or so mods that I had working together and that actually worked pretty well together. And now that the new DLCs come out, you know, a lot of that stuff was broken, and a lot of people had to go and update their mods, and sometimes they weren't even updating a lot of it anymore. You know, they may be doing other stuff in life, and you know, a lot of these mods aren't really getting updated. But luckily, with one of these new updates, the creators did add in some function in the back end for modders to actually use to create new mods. Insane. And I do think that it has been helping out. I do see a lot of new mods coming out, or a lot of already existing mods getting updated fairly quickly, which is really good. And that's kind of how I found this one when I was looking about trying to see if there's any mods happening, because there's kind of been a little bit of a span or a section of time where there really wasn't all that much action. Everybody was still working on either their new mods or trying to update their old mods to just work with the new game, you know. I am trying so hard not to die. But overall, it does seem like the community is fairly healthy, or even healthier than what it was before. I think the new DLC really revived and added a lot of new life to the community again, and that's always great to see. So I'm definitely down and waiting to get back to these mod reviews and stuff. There it is. Now then, since we can only use the void items with this mod, I really thought originally that it was going to be a lot harder to do damage. I really underestimated the amount of damage output that comes from a lot of these new void items. Now, the void items specifically, they are meant to take over and corrupt the original items that we had in the game. So the lens makers glasses get taken over with the new corrupt lens makers. We have the corrupt teddy bears, and you know, so on. So each of these items is meant to replace one of the original items that we had back in the beginning. And since I thought, you know, while these are good, they completely change up the way these items work, almost making them into the opposite of what they were. So the lens maker's glasses would originally give you 10% extra crit chance, but with this new one, it corrupts them and it makes it so that you only have a 0.5% chance of getting an instant kill. That completely changes how those items work. Instead of just trying to get you more damage, it does nothing until it completely obliterates an enemy on a single hit, just by pure chance, which is really cool when it does happen, but it's such a low percent chance that it really doesn't come along all that much. But since the items themselves, I didn't think we're gonna be doing all that damage, and then as you can see with this gameplay, it's very obvious they do a ton of damage when they get when you have them all together. So they're actually really well made, of course, made to synchronize with each other. So even just using only void items, you can output a ton of damage very quickly. And a lot of it seems to be very single target focused, which is also kind of noticeable when you look at the new Void character that they added, because that character also has something very similar. Like when they go into their corrupt form, they become more single target focused. They become more aggressive, and these items can tend to go in along with that, which is very interesting. Oh, I fell. Now, throughout the run, you see me going for a lot of the Lost Seers lenses, but this actually wasn't most of where my damage came out from. As you can clearly see, most of my damage is actually coming from a lot of the little rockets, the little purple rockets I'm shooting out every time I hit. So surprisingly, most of that my damage actually came from the item called the Plasma Shrimp, which lets you fire little missiles as long as you have the shield, and it does also give you a shield when you pick up the item. So the item itself is already working. So all you have to do is get the item, and as long as you have your shield up and you don't get hit, you're already firing a ton of damage constantly on hit, which helps out a ton. And then above that, we have the needle stick, which takes over the triple tip daggers. So instead of having bleed that does a constant damage, you get this collapse that does a single burst of damage instead. So between these two items with the constant hits, just kind of proccing each other back and forth, you end up doing just a ton of single target damage to a lot of the enemies, and you can just overwhelm them with pure damage. Plain simple from here. Now then, where are my frogs? Just gotta find a crystal frog real quick. They really got a Malachite already? They're not too early. There we go. Thank you, Sal. So many items. I can't resist. Oh, this thing is locked. Okay. I don't actually know where to find a crystal frog on here then. Okay, so far so good. That wall is a little bit closer than usual. Okay, no frog that way. Shish. Only void items is insane. Oh my god. Yeah, void items definitely are not weak. Woo! No! Oh, damn it. Well, as you can see, the void items are no joke whatsoever. They definitely can output a ton of damage, but you just have to be really careful because you don't have much else. But with that, I say thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please subscribe. I got more videos coming, and I'd love to hear any ideas you have or any kind of challenge you'd like me to do, or any other kind of videos you'd like to see. So I'll see you guys around.